And next to me today, Joe LaTour. Next to Joe is Josh LaTour with LaTour Asset Management. Gentlemen, good to see you. Always good to see you, Joe.
You too, Tom.
Okay, let's go down to basics. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I want to find someone who can help me into retirement, help move my money around the right way. I want to find someone who knows what they're doing and has good advice. How am I supposed to know who that person is?
Well, of course, I mean, you see us on TV and everything, and you don't know who we are. Or maybe you have a friend or somebody that does have a financial relationship with us that you can talk to. So word of mouth is important.
Of course.
Secondly, checking out things like Google reviews. Go to that company's website. Go to Google and just type in Google reviews for LaTour Asset Management or whatever advisory firm that you're looking at. That would be a good thing. Make sure that the advisor is not a criminal on the run, something like that.
Yes.
That would be a good thing.
That's important. Yeah, that's a good way to start.
Secondly, you want to make sure, and the reason that I talk about these Google reviews, okay, you'd be surprised the amount of people that we have coming to us that say, I called my advisor, they won't call me back. They won't call me back, or, they never get a hold of me, I can't get a hold of them or whatever. You need an advisor that isn't just going to put you in positions to make a commission or to make a fee and then say, see you later. But they're going to be managing your portfolio, meeting with you at least, we require at least once a year. Many times it's at once a quarter or once every 6 months that we sit down with our clients, and go over their portfolio, review their beneficiaries, see if their goals and objectives or their feelings about risk have changed.
Yeah.
Are there any things that have come up in their lives that, whether it be a new grandchild or a death in the family or these kind of things, somebody that's going to be there with you and take care of you throughout your retirement years?
Don't you look for the word fiduciary?
Absolutely. And I think that's paramount. You want to make sure that the advisor you're working with is going to be doing what's in your best interest. And it's a legal standard that they're held to. It's not, we've talked about it before, it's not just some arbitrary title that we're a fiduciary. No, we're held to the highest legal standard in the industry to make sure that we are doing in the best interest of our clients.
Well, it's also a thing that, the way I think of it, just because my Uncle Bob is a multimillionaire and he's living the life of Riley, that doesn't mean his advice to me is going to be good.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the same guidelines that you all have.
Yeah. And one other thing that I would say, okay, so you go to an advisor, and first of all, you need to feel good about that person. There's a good rapport back and forth, and you have a good feeling inside about them. But they make some recommendations to you. Do not be pressured ever by any advisor to do anything quickly. All right? So you get those recommendations. You go home, you take the recommendations, you do your due diligence, search it all out. If you're praying, folks, you pray about it, see if you have peace about the recommendations. Write down any questions, Tom. Come back, get those questions answered. And usually, before moving your life savings to some advisor, you should take at least 3 to 4 appointments to make sure, so that you don't end up with buyer's remorse or being put into long-term positions that you shouldn't have been put into to start with. Yeah. So, and again, checking those Google reviews, how are other people feeling about this particular advisory group? What are they saying? And see if the good outweighs the bad there, or if it's all good or whatever. And, see if the client has a list of clients that have given permission for them to give out their names and phone numbers. Call these people and ask them, what do you think about this advisor? And
I would say, going back to one of the first things you said, I'm a little suspicious of anyone who won't return my calls, especially when it's about my money.
Absolutely.
People want more information. How do they get it?
Well, they just give us a call, Tom. Our number's on the screen, and go check out our website, LaTourAsset.com.
LaTour Asset Management.